Green flag is out in the Warehouse District 85. Good jump for Nathan Reynolds. Luke Peterson underneath challenging for second. And will have the spot outright as they enter one. Three wide for fourth.
Tyler Logan takes it from behind. Oz Kennard sticks it 3 wide. Awfully close to contact there. That was with Brody Gunter, and I think they may have touched.
Here's the real test. Turns 3 and 4 with that crosswind howling. It will loosen this truck right up, right off the rip, and about 5 to 10 laps into this run. You're going to be struggling to hang on. Oh, 3 around. Paul Sargent. Jan Van Leer and Kyle Zittel as well. Caution is out. Multiple drivers involved.
Pete Ellison gets shot up the racetrack. Sargent right there. And Ellison absolutely clobbers Steve Roman up into that outside wall.
Back and away. Peterson, clear on Paluota.
And some movement down to the bottom from a couple of drivers we saw running different lines. Ryan Dye was running the top in the last run. He dives down to the bottom quickly and gets covered up by Paluota, who's now side by side with Gunter.
Gunter's got a big run. Here we go. Maybe a look for the lead here. Paluota has some real estate to the outside. Maybe a look for the crossover down the backstretch. He does. Patience might pay off here for Paluota.
Reynolds jumps in front. Paluota, no hesitation whatsoever. Just carrying way more speed and then just out of control there.
And Brody Gunter has just gotten past Nathan Paluota. That will be for the lead when the top two come down pit road. Mark Dillon Jr. pitting now from the top spot. But again, Gunter stormed up back through the field with the freshest tires of those that were in the top 10. He came in the latest. Ryan Dye, look at him go. 4 wide.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
And that's with Kyle Zittel, who is a lap truck on the very outside. Brave move there, but Peterson, he gets the best of it, moves up to third.
For the second time this season, it's driver number 01 to cross the line first. Brody Gunter wins it at Auto Club.
He comes out on top for the second time this season.
If any of the drivers have thought that the season has been too tough to tame before tonight, well, they're in for a reality check. It's time to tangle with the lady in black. Here tonight ahead of round number 10 of the 7th season of the Venom Truck Series. It's the Asset Technology Group 164, and it's right here, as always, on the home for all things good old-fashioned truck racing, Turn 200. Howdy, folks, it's Tommy Cook. Matt Williamson will be alongside here momentarily. A quick gander at the point standings heading into tonight's race. The driver who had the best night last week at Auto Club was, of course, the race winner Brody Gunter. He has vaulted himself back up to second in the points, but still a long ways to go to catch Nathan Reynolds, who really did not have a good night at Auto Club last week, but still well ahead in the standings. Tyler Logan suffered his second finish of the season outside of the top 10. He has dropped down to third. Good nights for Poliski and Paluota. They are now in the top 5 in the point standings. But all eyes ahead now to the 4th tangle with Darlington here in series history. A nice pattern going on. Races here at Darlington in seasons 1, 3, 5, and now 7 tonight. Season 1 was taken by Jeff Langston, Season 3 by John Kay, and Season 5 by Nathan Reynolds in one of the longest races in series history. Just 2 combined cautions in the first 2 races here at Darlington, and an eye-watering 8 cautions last time we were here, 31 laps under the control of the pace car. So what kind of night are we in for here tonight? Only these drivers are going to be able to tell you. Another pretty long race here tonight. As always, it'll be the Venom Truck Series here from Darlington around the turn on turn 200. But first, a word from tonight's sponsor, Asset Technology Group.
We have the best customer service. We have the best security tools. We have made a very large investment in what we put into our clients so that they can rest assured that whenever they get in their car in the evening that their network's running at a level 10 as opposed to a 3, a 4, a 5. I mean, in this day and age when security is paramount and people are getting ransomed, we want our clients to know that we've got their back and they can rely on us to be able to handle that for them so they can accomplish their business goals.
Managed service provider is what MSP is, and that is an opportunity to take a cost of an IT director, IT team that a lot of people have, and people don't even understand what IT means, but what we have the ability to do is really articulate what we do, from our sales reps to our architects and our engineers, what we do, and we can do it in a lot less time because we have more skill set, more people, and we can do it at half the rate and cost for a client. Real simple.
That's why I say, like, we sell peace of mind so you can get back to what matters most, doing your job. And so when they call, you need to get back up and running. And our response time is top notch. Just our testimonials, that's usually one of the first things that anyone is going to say about us, is that switching over to us or getting a managed services provider, which they didn't even know that existed before. The response time and the customer service and just the people really do matter. And I think that's what makes us different from everyone else.
We value customer service. We make that an objective. And we think we're succeeding because in the 17 years of practice, we have an upper 90 percentile retention rate. So that tells us we're doing something right.
Yeah, the difference for us is that we're passionate about what we do. You know, I want to take my skills that I've learned over the years and I want to apply them so we can make your life better as well. And so, I mean, I've been in this business for almost 40 years now. I've learned a few things, and I just want to make sure that we share that with the rest of the world.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Broken I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
An empty plastic bottle would give you 50 cents. A soda can, 60 cents. A used food container, 80. Wondering why I know this? Because that's my job. I am a trash picker at my school.
Harry, the trash prince is on a roll today. And how was your trashy affair with Bella coming? She lets you kiss her with that stink?
Their words don't bother me. They don't know why I do what I do. And my secret. I edge close to my class when I hear Bella and her friend talking.
You can't be serious, Bella. You want me to break up with him for you?
I would do it myself if his poverty didn't give me the creeps.
You are unbelievable.
I come face to face with Bella's friend. She knew I heard the conversation and couldn't meet my eyes. She hands me the new phone I bought for Bella and walks away. I saved for months to buy her this phone. I walk down the empty corridor with a heavy heart, pick the phone out of the box, slip my SIM in, and switch it on. When... Harry Parker, you have passed the poverty test? You are now the heir to Parker family's billions worth of assets?
If Harry is a billionaire, why does he work as a trash picker? What is his big secret? Why did he not reveal his billionaire status to Bella? To know more, listen to the audio series Destiny Reloaded, only on Pocket FM.
And now, our feature presentation. Welcome to Darlington Live here on Turn 200. It's the Venom Truck Series. It's Tommy Cook, and it's Matt Williamson. I think this is only the second time we've ever had a race here at Darlington on Turn 200. Last time was Season 5 of the Venom Truck Series. Tonight it's Season 7, and in the daytime this time as well. Lots of complaints from the drivers, not just about this track, but about some of the track conditions, maybe just making things a little bit more difficult tonight, as if they needed to be made more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, we come here to Darlington. This is always going to be a tough test. I know for a lot of the drivers, one of their least favorite, if not the least favorite track on the schedule year in and year out.
For some of them.
For some of them. Some of them really like it because they do well here. But a lot of drivers find this to be a very difficult test. And you mentioned it. We'll get to some track conditions a little bit later. But obviously the sun's shining down on it right now. It's gonna be tough here tonight. But the drivers, the cream will rise to the top, as they say, as it always does here in the Venom Truck Series. And should be a good show. It always is here. We've had some really good races here at Darlington.
Now, this track temperature really isn't that high, but just what it takes to metal the truck around here, and this track surface itself. The right rear tire in particular, a lot of complaints after about 25 to 30 laps in the unofficial practice session last night. A lot of people hooting and hollering about making sure to take care of that right rear tire. It might creep up on you and bite you and several other people. If you remember, or if you were here last time in Season 5 for the Venom Truck Series, they had 8 cautions that night. It ended up being the longest race in series history in terms of minutes and seconds, or rather hour minutes and seconds. It was a long night with a lot of crashing. But the other 2 races here in series history have been pretty good. 1 caution in each of those races. Who knows where we're going to fall on that spectrum here tonight. This season overall been pretty caution heavy, but we're on a really good stretch of late. The last 3 races have had 2 cautions in them. So a huge turnaround from the way this season started. Under a minute here to go. Already a pretty good group tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's hanging out with us already. Lindsay G in the chat. Some schlub named Matt Williamson. Stickers McQueen. Yes, Ashton Crowder is not calling you blind. That is actually Ashton Crowder's little inside joke there as well. So he's not attacking anybody. Everybody hanging out. Everybody singing Kumbaya off the track. Everybody is getting ready to throw hands on the track, though. And we'll see who is going to deal the knockout blow. If it won't be the lady in black herself. Because odds are, I think, we are definitely getting ready to see some punches being thrown and the track to throw some punches right back. Just a guess, though.
Yeah, most definitely. You mentioned it. I mean, 8 cautions the last time we were here. It could get ugly again, but of course, you mentioned the other 2 races only 1 caution, so we could have a lot of green flag laps here as well. Either's possible.
Hey, and Thomas S. is cheering on Zach Lockett here tonight. Jeff, 06 Champ, hanging out with us as well. And you got my hopes up stickers as well. I hadn't looked at the entry list in a while and saw that you said, let's go, Matney. I was hoping he'd be here tonight. That is not the case. But we do have 30 drivers that are getting ready to take to it. And with, I believe, his first pole of the season, John Kay has broken up the historic streak for Nathan Reynolds. Reynolds had 4 poles in a row coming into tonight. That is John Kay's first pole of the season, the 4th of his career. Luke Peterson finished second last week at Auto Club. He starts second here tonight. Tyler Logan coming off of only his second finish outside of the top 10 all season. He will line up in third with the 3-time defending series champion and the current points leader, Nathan Reynolds, starting in 4th. Jeremy McKinnon says tonight he's hoping to get his best career finish here at Darlington. He does not have to finish very high to do that. He starts at 5th. Last week's winner, Brody Gunter, will start in 6th. Nathan Palawoda will start in 7th. Paul Ellison at 8th. Matt Schlosser and Oz Kinar on row number 5. Zach Lockett, Jan Van Leer, Eric Brading, Steve Roman, Andy Poliski, and Brantley Gainey through row number 8. Kyle Zittel, Ryan Dye, all the way back in 18th. Garrett Rainey and Mark Dillon Jr. start through row number 10. Some track facts, track conditions, and what else are we going to be looking for here as this one rolls along?
Yeah, I'll take a look at the weather. A little bit of wind here, 6 miles an hour. Might come into play for the drivers here today. Only 90 degrees on the track temperature, which is, not real cool, but not real warm either. But you mentioned it, the track surface. That's the big key with the tires. We got 120 laps here tonight. The fuel window, a little birdie told us, might be able to be stretched to a one-stopper if you're brave enough to do that. That's a pretty tall task, a tall order for you to want to do that, but it is supposedly possible here tonight. 3 extra sets of tires, no fast repairs.
More on that last bit here in just a second, but in the meantime, John Kay has control of the field. For the 4th time in series history at Darlington, we are racing. Green flag. Single file most of the way through. Matt Schlosser is the first one getting past here by Oz Kinar and Jan Van Leer.
Ryan Dye got into the wall out of turn 2. Looked like he got into Garrett Rainey, but both of them able to settle it between themselves, but it was awfully close.
Brody Gunter on quite the opening lap here. 6th to 3rd for him. John Kay leads the first circuit. Here's Gunter now looking for 2nd.
Absolutely on the move right now. You got to wonder, maybe some of these other drivers laying back a little bit on the tires because of the wear that they've experienced in practice. And Brody Gunter's, he's laying it all on the line already.
About 9/10 to catch up to John Kay here. He got off to a great start. Here is now Nathan Reynolds looking underneath of Tyler Logan. And Reynolds, the most recent winner here in the Venom Truck Series, going to clear himself up. Despite the blistering start there for Brody Gunter, John Kay still the fastest driver on the track here as we work lap number 4. Nobody making any moves right now. all calm around this 1.35 mile egg oval.
Little mistake out of Logan there out of turn number 2. Jeremy McKinnon gets by on the bottom pretty easily. Now Nathan Palawoda's pulled up to the back of Logan with Paul Ellison behind.
Logan spent a lot of time towards the front of Auto Club last week. Did not get a good finish. Finished 15th, only his second finish outside of the top 10 all season, and unfortunately it cost him a spot in the championship standings. In a week where Nathan Reynolds did not have a clean outing, there was points to be made up, and unfortunately, really, the only person that did was Brody Gunter.
Brantley Gainey in the Asset Technology Group, number 22, looking to move forward here. Took a little peek on Breeding, had to pull back into line.
Nathan Reynolds pulling up on his satellite teammate here. That would be for third if Reynolds were going to make a move, but he does not. And he's got Jeremy McKinnon pulling up right quick as well. McKinnon going to look to the inside of the reigning champ. We got to listen to a bit of Nathan Reynolds trying to give some pointers here. He hopped in the booth in the middle of practice. Worked some lines through with a couple of drivers. That was really cool to listen to.
Yeah, always great to get some feedback from somebody that's, has just gone through a number of laps of practice. Talks to somebody that says, man, I just don't have it tonight. I'm really struggling. And Reynolds trying to come to the aid of a fellow competitor, but now trying to take over the fellow satellite teammate's position. Reynolds looking for third, and a little bit of a bump from McKinnon on the bottom.
Passes for 9th and 14th on this lap as well.
Reynolds just up into the wall a touch.
Jan Van Leer has moved up. Brantley Gainey has moved up. Gainey in 15th, but Policki will take that spot back.
Got quite a few people running some car and side cameras for us here tonight. Two of them are Nathan Reynolds and Luke Peterson that were just battling. Here's a look at Luke. Still got the Christmas tree up in the corner.
Love that.
I love it too. He's got Tyler Logan behind him right now. Logan, a bit of a slow start.
Oh, boy. That was close. Still is going to be close. Just so hard to get that pass done.
Yeah, and Logan
without contact.
Logan got caught in a weird position there, too. You kind of catch yourself right between the higher banking and I can't really call it the apron, but the lower part of the track that is definitely not optimal to run on. You catch yourself in between where that transition is, and it is very easy to get yourself spun around.
Well, behind these two, it got awfully stacked up there for a couple of corners, right behind Nathan Palawoda. Ben Schlosser going to come out on the worst end of that, loses 3 positions before he finally falls back into line in 11th, or rather 12th. Up front, under 9/10 of a second now, Brody Gunter inching his way towards the race leader, John Kay. Another 2.5 seconds back to Nathan Reynolds in third, who still has Jeremy McKinnon tucked up right behind him. Andy May cheering on Corey Rutherford. James Lynch saying boogity, boogity, boogity. We are indeed racing, boys. Don't you worry. Oh, and Tommy's in the chat. I promise that's not me. That's a different Tommy. The hometown support is in the chat here. Don't you worry. I know we got quite a few South Carolina boys that would love to plow up through this field here tonight and get themselves to the front.
Kyle Zittel looking around the outside of Gainey. That's to get into the top 15.
Gainey had been making some moves, but has started to lose some positions.
Just in front of Kyle Zittel is Andy Poliski, who's right behind Eric Breeding, trying to take the 13th position away. Poliski, somebody that was optimistic here tonight, has had some good finishes, felt like he could have a shot at a podium here tonight as well, but got himself off to a bit of a slow start here. Only 16 laps into it, but sitting out here outside of the top 10. He is not used to being in that position.
Yeah, Poliski, 2 third-place finishes here. His first 2 starts for the Venom Truck Series, was battling for the lead last time here with Nathan Reynolds when he ended up actually in the catch fence. So, hoping to avoid a similar fate here, but biding his time here at the start of this one. Up 1 spot from where he took the grid.
Kyle Zittel going below the white line to make a pass on Breeding.
Totally legal. Sometimes not advised, but it feels like it's unavoidable here. Oh, Jeremy McKinnon just had to make a save out of 2. We're seeing more and more drivers start to get snap happy out of the first set of corners. Oz Kadar made a save a couple of laps ago as well, and now he's about to get passed up by Steve Vroman and maybe Matt Schlosser to boot. So this right rear tire starting to heat up a bit.
Now, you talked about it before the race started. We heard a couple of drivers. Nathan Reynolds was one of them that was talking about it before the race started as well. Told his teammates, you better be ready when this thing starts to get loose. It goes around in a hurry. And here comes Tyler Logan, a huge run out of turn 4 to get underneath Peterson and slides right up in front of the 89.
Peterson pretty loose. Somebody way down there on the bottom. Not sure who that is. It's Gary Clark. I haven't seen where he's been on pit road, so maybe just sticking to the bottom here and letting traffic through. Another one from the Asset Technology Group in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. Everybody from ATG.
And want to highlight some of our other car inside drivers here tonight. Of course, somebody we really haven't shown because he's been so far out front is John Kay.
And that lead, has continued to grow. Still relatively close in the grand scheme of things, but about 1.2 seconds right now. Back to Bertie Gunter. Gunter well clear of any challengers behind him, so trying to settle in for what could be a long run, trying to make it to the halfway mark of this race.
Kay on entry down into 1. He dips below that white dotted line, then goes up to the top of the turn and then comes back down the track just a little bit on exit. Of course, these tires starting to go. This is going to be a different line. I'm sure his line's probably changed a couple of times already throughout this 23-lap run.
John Kay, famously, his first win in Venom Truck Series competition came here at Darlington in Season 3. Says tonight is checkers or wreckers for him. There's a slow car right there. I think that's Kenneth Graves. Yeah, we're seeing more and more. Some drivers here towards the back of the field are starting to get loose and have to make saves. starting to get sketchy.
And, of course, the man that owns the car inside. Nathan Reynolds always rocking the camera for us here.
How could we forget?
He's had some good finishes here, Tommy.
Yes, he has. Led some laps here in Season 1. Didn't get the finish to boot. Top 5 here in Season... Or rather, no, he got a top 5 here in Season 1. Didn't race here Season 3. And then won in dominant fashion here in Season 5.
Jeremy McKinnon just had to make the save of a lifetime. Nearly down into the inside wall. Oh, and then almost up the track into Palawota. McKinnon's dropped 2 spots here in a matter of 1 lap. He's really starting to struggle with this truck.
That's Logan and Palawota through. They move into the top 5. McKinnon back to 6th. Peterson and Ellison approaching quickly. Matt Schlosser has just gotten around Jan Van Leer to take spot number 9. And Gary Clark, I believe, has had a problem. He has gotten really hard into the wall to turn number 4 and has a meatball flag and is slow on the track.
Andy Poliski goes for a slider on Os Kudnar to get Poliski up to 12th. Not a very good qualifying effort for Poliski, but he's been working his way up slowly here. He's up 3 positions. And he's got a lot more in front of him that he has the opportunity to get by.
This track's so unique, so historic. And you and I both agree. It's one that we would rather be in the booth for than on the track. It's so demanding.
Certainly.
Even when all the tires are behaving normally. But the oval refresh, this is this right rear tire, pretty mean.
Yeah, most definitely. A big pack starting to form up here. In front of Poliski, it's a teammate and Steve Roman, and then Jan Van Leer, one of the ICR drivers, also rocking that ATG paint scheme here tonight.
Luke Peterson has had a problem. He has hit the wall to turn number 4. Ellison and Schlosser have gotten through. And the lead now under half a second for John Kay. Working through lap traffic, Brody Gunter has closed right up. But some clean air ahead of the leader now.
Yeah, this is the point in the run where if you were not conscious of trying to save as much tire as possible, this is the point in the race where it's going to really start to bite you here. And that's one of the main reasons I don't think, but maybe 1 or 2 drivers will try the one-stop strategy. Even if you can make it on fuel, I just don't think it would be optimal on tires. Definitely wouldn't be comfortable, that's for sure.
No.
Those last 10 to 15 laps, you would be slipping and sliding a lot more than you would like to. Oh, when you see McKinnon back there in 6th, a huge fishtail out of turn number 2. Right on cue.
31 complete, working lap 32. Matt Schlosser sizing up a pass here on Paul Ellison. That would be for 7th. Close battles throughout the field here. Something has happened to Nathan Reynolds because Tyler Logan has caught him in a hurry. And Nathan Palawota not too far behind as well. Oh, wow. That was snap oversteer there for Logan. But still didn't lose that much time. Garrett Rainey over the radio. I'm having a bad time. I'm sure we're in the thick of it now. I'm sure a lot of the drivers are feeling just the same, whether they're in first or last.
Well, when you're not going to go for the one-stop strategy, you're going to elect the two-stop strategy. And luckily for Garrett, That window is coming up in just 6 short laps. He's just got to hang on a little bit longer, and he can come and get some freshies on there. Reynolds having to work through some traffic here. I believe this is Dumig.
I mentioned Matt Schlosser a minute ago looking for 7th. He has taken 7th, and he has taken 6th from Jeremy McKinnon. McKinnon now on the slide. Ellison has gotten through, and now Luke Peterson trying to get past as well. Nearly, they made contact, but soldier on.
Yeah, Peterson, is on his... Oh, no! Somebody's in the wall in front of Schlosser there. I believe that is a lap truck. Looks like Kenneth Graves.
We are green still.
Peterson, from the drop of the green, is dropped from 3rd all the way back to 9th.
And Peterson has Andy Poliski behind him now. That will challenge for that 9th position. Still a 1-second lead for John Kay up front. Not letting Brady Gunter psych him out at all. Gunter still rides in 2nd. 2.5 seconds behind Gunter is Reynolds in 3rd, with Tyler Logan and Nathan Palawoda right behind him to complete the top 5 as they run here on lap number 37.
I always like to thank the folks that run camera feeds for us here. I did have a feed for Corey Rutherford earlier, but it's dropped out for some reason, maybe on his end or not quite sure. So won't be able to show that, but do want to thank Corey for attempting to run a camera for us here tonight.
And I think the timing of your comment there is interesting because I think Corey Rutherford just lagged out of the session about the exact same time that you tried to pull up his camera feed.
Well, his camera dropped out about 5 laps ago, but definitely seems to be some internet issues.
So, but Corey was running in the 20th position. Unfortunately, we'll have to find his way back into the session here multiple laps down, if that is indeed the case. But Corey is one of a number of drivers that will be in action tomorrow night with the return of the Daredevil Series, including Ryan Dye. But quite the host of talent that we'll have for you at Kansas tomorrow night.
Yeah, you and I have been looking forward to Season 4 for quite a while now. And after the recruitment race, we were very excited of what we saw. Lots of old faces, lots of new faces, or faces that are familiar but just haven't really dabbled much in the Lotus 79 with the Daredevil series. So shaping up to be some really, really good stuff. I think, personally, shaping up to be the best season yet, and you're not going to want to miss it.
So Oz Kinar, who was in the top 10 there for a while, dropped out of the top 10, but he is the first driver down pit road here on lap number 38. Could be damage related, could not be damage related.
Wow, and look at this pack around the top 10. Peterson's going to come in. He's been on the slide for quite a while here, but Jeremy McKinnon leads a train of about 6 trucks, all in at 4th position. I take that back. Paul Ellison's actually leading this train right in front of McKinnon.
They do have Kyle Dumig in this mix as well, and Ryan Borboom. So a couple of lappers sprinkled in here, but still, that is not really the gaggle you want to be a part of as John Kay comes in from the lead. So John Kay with the early pit stop here. ICR teammates Jan Van Leer and Brantley Gainey have come in as well, and Paul Sargent. Zach Lockett in this time.
If I'm in this big group, I want to get out of it as soon as possible. Oh, Dumig up into the wall out of 2. Ellison, Poliski, McKinnon going to have to go down to the bottom of the racetrack to avoid.
And I think we are in the avalanche here, or at least at the beginning stages of it. Cole Maxwell, Tyler Logan down pit road this time. Tyler Burgert as well.
Oh, no. Corey just said his computer blue screened on him.
Wow. That's not good. Brody Gunter in from the lead. And Pascal Simard.
That is never good.
Here comes Nathan Reynolds and Matt Schlosser. And Paul Ellison. And
yeah, it's going to be everybody here. About half the field's come down pit road now. And everybody else, I'm assuming, is coming here in just a couple laps.
What is the set limit? Is it's 2 extra sets or 3 extra sets? I can't remember.
I believe it's 3 extra sets, so it's 4 sets total.
Yeah, you are correct. Now that I think about it.
Last season, or the last time we were here at Darlington, it was the endurance race, so they actually got another extra set. But only 3 extras here tonight.
So John Kay beat Brody Gunter into pit road by a lap, but now actually Kay has gotten past Brody Gunter. Gunter was still exiting pit road, so that gap is still about the same here, but a lot of traffic for Gunter to work through here.
And John Kay spent a lot of time trying to get through on Jeremy McKinnon as well.
Yes. So still need pit stops from Paluota, Poliski, McKinnon, Vroman, Zittel, Dye, and Rainey. That is who we're waiting on. Kyle Dumig as well, down at 11.
Wow. John Kay working through traffic here. Awfully close with Andy Poliski.
And Ryan Borboom too fast entering. This isn't a difficult pit road to get onto, but it is an awkward one. For sure.
Huge stack up here. Rainey, Simard, Oz Kanar, all up into the wall and into each other out of turn number 4.
Yeah, multiple varying tire lives in that pack there. Not surprising.
Have about 7 trucks that have yet to come in.
Going for it.
Yeah, might be going for that one stopper. Very interested to see how this plays out. Paluota leads the charge out in front of that group. I call it a group. Paluota is 7 seconds in front of Poliski, who sits in second right now. But maybe just hoping for a caution to come out at some point, because after just a few laps, if you just came into pit, you're probably going to come in again. And put these guys on a little bit more of a even playing field, give them a little more track position to work with.
And if the caution were to come out right now, John Kay has just unlapped himself. So all but essentially the race leader, for all intents and purposes, are a lap down right now. So some nervous faces of those that are looking to cycle out inside the top 10 here, hoping that yellow flag stays put away. But for the drivers that haven't pit yet, yeah, that might be a welcome sight at this point. It would certainly mix up the complexion of this race quite a bit. Still pretty stacked up here behind Jeremy McKinnon, Steve Vroman, and Kyle Zittel, all right here, and a whole bunch of other drivers with fresh tires. Vroman and Cole Maxwell going to sneak underneath McKinnon here. Maxwell on fresh tires. Vroman is not. Peterson on fresh tires going to try and get through as well. Peterson bump drafting. Doesn't always work here at Darlington. Oh, Vroman tags the wall. Got some assisted there. Or some assistance, rather. Ay,
Wow.
ay, ay.
Yeah, this is what you call a mess.
This is quite the stack up on I-75.
Here comes Oscar and Nathan Reynolds as well.
Remember, Kanar was really the first driver onto pit road. A few laps before John Kay brought the rest of the field. So Kanar has got the short-term benefits of the track position. We'll see if he can capitalize. Something went awry on Nathan Reynolds' pit cycle for sure. He lost several positions.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I mean, he was definitely out in front of Schlosser, Peterson, Jan Van Leer. He was in front of all these drivers that are in front of him, up to, I think up to Tyler Logan, and he's fallen behind all of them. So definitely something that we did not catch happened on that pit stop.
And the big winner, I would say, is Matt Schlosser, who came out in 4th and is still riding in 4th of those who have who have come down pit road anyway. Currently, that is 10th on the track.
Here comes Brody Gunter looking to get through on Garrett Rainey. Rainey, one of the drivers that has not come down pit road at all this race.
Yes, and he was the first person to vocalize that he was having a bad time.
Well, he's making it worse on himself by not taking tires. So maybe just a glutton for punishment.
You can punish yourself during this race all you want, but if he gets a good finish out of it, then I bet it'll be worth it. Tyler Berger just gave a pretty big bump draft into turn number 3 to his teammate Kenneth Graves. That 14 truck has already been through the ringer here tonight, so I don't know how much more help Kenneth Graves needs.
Now Nathan Reynolds has gotten underneath Oz Kanar, a little bit of help. Trying to get through some lap traffic there with Poliski, put Kanar in a bit of an awkward position. Reynolds able to take advantage of it.
And Paul Ellison will as well. So move Ellison up. And Steve Roman, it's showing me he may have just lagged out of the server. And he was running in 3rd.
Man, we unfortunately have had that happen a lot recently.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the weather or what the deal is, but packet losses have just been way too frequent of late. Just hope that it's the weather, I suppose. Nathan Palawota going to give up the lead to come down pit road this time. It is lap number 58. Awfully close here.
That is the number that we were told as well. We were told they thought they could make it to 58. If they were lucky, they might be able to stretch it to the halfway point.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Palawota was able to, but Poliski has stayed out. McKinnon and Zittel have stayed out.
And it's been a while, man, since we've got a good Vroman overcut strat. I was so looking forward to that.
Well, we're going to get the spirit of it just without Steve Roman.
Yeah.
Here comes John Kay around. Oh, wow, again.
That's Jeremy. That's for 3rd outright. Or 2nd outright, rather.
Yes. He's gotten through Jeremy and Kyle Zittel. Kyle Zittel's past McKinnon as well, who was on that same strategy. Looks like Jeremy's going to come in this time. He's pulling down low early here. Poliski is down pit road as well, so John Kay will cycle out to the lead. Took a long time. Boy, if this thing could stay green, this could be a very interesting finish between alternating strategies. Not only
you know me, love the varying pit strategy. Can't go wrong with that.
Oh, Paul Ellison has to make a big save down to the inside wall out of 2.
That was a huge save. I'll tell you what, Ryan Dye just went 1 lap longer than the rest of that grouping. So if they're going to be okay, he's really going to be okay.
Oh, man. One of the ICR guys just pounded the wall a little bit farther back. Not sure who that was.
Well, the good news is no meatball flags, so...
Looks like it might have been the 3 of Cole Maxwell.
I was going to say, Brantley Gainey just made a pass for 10th, so probably wasn't him.
Yeah, certainly not.
Speaking of passes and speaking of ICR, Paul Ellison has just gotten up to 7th around Jan van Leer. And Brody Gunter back within 0.7 of a second. Not too far behind John Kay. He has not let John get more than 1.5 seconds ahead at any point here today.
And it's well within that now.
Yes.
Not only a good finish of altering strategies, but also maybe a good finish between these two. Just on the... Oh, right. Oh, did he say that? Gunter puts a little stripe there on the 0-1, but was almost much worse.
Yeah, you're not really going to get away from Darlington without a little bit of fender work to do. A little bit of paint and touch-ups to do for the next race.
Oh, and Steve Roman in the Discord chat says that his wife popped a breaker.
Oh, no.
So what? I mean, a couple of very odd ways to get ousted in this race. We thought the lady in black was the one that's going to come up and bite some of the drivers, but things outside of the sim have come up to take some of them out.
Well, that is rather unfortunate, but I'm glad it's not iRacing that's having a problem. I can't speak to our other races recently, which have seemed to have had a lot of internet connection issues, but glad that that's not been the case either time here tonight.
Closest group on the track right now, Jan van Leer, Oz Kinar, the Brantley Gainey, and Palawoda. Palawoda should be coming in a hurry.
Nathan Reynolds catching Luke Peterson here rather quickly as well. That'll be for 5th. John Kay has put another 10th or so distance between he and Gunter. So doing his best to stay in front of Brody.
And Palawoda's gotten through on Gainey. Now we'll look to Oz Kinar. And you mentioned it. Here's Reynolds down into turn 3 on the inside of Peterson.
The points leader, the 3-time champ, the most recent winner here at Darlington. And Nathan Reynolds will move back up into the top 5. Bit of a quiet night thus far for driver number 38. We're looking to change that here as the laps tick away. Working. Waiting to cross the line. Lap number 70. Not going to give you the satisfaction.
Oh, no. Oz Kinar up in the wall.
Oh, man.
He was up above Palawoda's. Palawoda's trying to make that pass. But unfortunately, Brantley Gainey, as a result, able to get through on Oz Kinar as well.
And this can be the point where it could start to compound against you, at least in the mental department. Knowing you're on older tires, running a bit of an alternate strategy, watching drivers go by, then you get up into the wall.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Gotta
That's
just take a
Jan
beat.
Van Leer. I think Nathan Palawota has the Intimidator button turned on. Everybody in his path has found their way up towards the wall.
The fact that Nathan's already up and into such a good position here, seemingly being able to make it to the end of the race here without another stop, it's got to be a bit trouble in here for some of the drivers.
Yeah, but the benefit for them is towards the end of the race, they're going to come on and they're going to be blazing fast compared to those drivers that are not going to come in again. So you just gotta know what strategy you're playing and be comfortable with it. I think you kind of make your mind up, generally speaking, before the race starts, what your strategy is going to be. You just got to trust that it's going to work out for the best. You can't really be thinking about that when you're driving. Otherwise, you're going to make mistakes with your driving rather than strategy, and then strategy doesn't really matter at that point.
Tyler Bergert, unfortunately, probably going to be done for the day here. He just knocked the wall down in turn number 2 and is awfully slow moving back to his pit stall.
Brody Gunter has inched towards John Kay lap after lap here.
I'd say he's here. After hitting the wall, Gunter just seems to be faster. Despite Gunter keeping John Kay relatively close to him this entire race, he has yet to try and make a pass for the lead.
And Palawota continues to work his way through the field, has gotten by Peterson now for 6th. We're going to go inside the cockpit of the 01. This is Brody Gunter running down your leader, John Kay.
Good old classic kickpot cam for you. They've got 2 drivers on fresher tires pulling up onto them rather quick. It's Andy Poliski and Kyle Dumick. Be interested to see if they're going to dictate how this battle goes. And they've also got slower drivers in front of them as well.
Okay.
Oh, that Kay nudging into the wall. Poliski underneath of Gunter. But then we'll roll out of it.
Wall again.
I think Gunter got up there as well. Awfully close.
Oh, and here comes a dive from Gunter. The door is shut by Kay. He's got lap traffic up above him.
Where do they go? Here is Lockett dipping out. Oh, Gunter into the wall. So Poliski is through, trying to unlap himself.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, Gunter, wow, an inch to spare back up in front of Kyle Dumick. Ay, ay, ay.
Really close calls for both your leader and second place there for Gunter. Poliski and Kay had a little bit of a close call there as well at the same time.
Mr. 1048 NASCAR asking for positions of the ASAC Technology Group. I believe they're running in 9th and 10th right now. Jan Van Leer and Brantley Gainey, respectively. Some action ahead of them. Paul Ellison, Luke Peterson. Satellite teammates duking it out here for 7th. And Ellison will take the spot.
Here comes Matt Schlosser. Schlosser has had a great run tonight so far. Came out, really good spot on the pit stops. A lot of other drivers lost some ground. He was able to just kind of stay the course. Had a solid one. And quite a few positions. Here comes John Kay.
Kay from the lead down pit road.
And this is the John Kay we know.
The first on every time. Even beat Oz Canar, who pit 2 laps earlier than him last time. So wanted to make sure. Nathan Reynolds will come down as well. Brody Gunter not going to wait around. He's coming down this time, he says.
Wow, Logan almost really out of shape there out of 2.
Here is Brody Gunter. Now Oz Kanar and Eric Breeding down as well.
And here comes Matt Schlosser. Looks to be another good one for the 40.
Trying to undercut Tyler Logan, who has just assumed the race lead now. We'll see if Logan is going to wait another lap or 2. I'm not too sure Tyler Logan didn't just get into the wall pretty hard there, trying to work around Kyle Zittel.
Well, Kyle Zittel's working through Tyler Logan right now. Zittel on that alternate strategy. Much fresher tires at the moment. But here comes the 98.
So Schlosser looking pretty good to cycle through. As Logan down pit road, Ellison, Peterson, and Lockett have been down pit road as well. And John Kay passes Brody Gunter while Gunter is exiting pit road. I'd say advantage Kay. Here come the ATG group. Jan Van Leer and Brantley Gainey down to get their final stop of the race.
We're going to see these folks running the alternate strategy start cycling out to the front. Palawoda leads it. Andy Poliski in second. Kyle Zittel is now taking over third.
I mean, not only is Palawoda leading, he's leading by 13 seconds. It is a huge lead for Nathan Palawoda. I'd say even if that were John Kay 13 seconds behind him, Palawoda's looking pretty good at this point.
Yeah, to go back to John Kay, Kay does come out in front of Gunter, and that undercut worked greatly to his advantage. Over a 2-second gap from Kay back to Gunter right now. Kay with some traffic to deal with now, though.
That's Kyle, or is that Kyle Zittel?
That is. That's Kyle Zittel. This is a pass for third right now.
So I'm showing 25 seconds as Zittel is up and into the wall. Going to try and keep it up there. But I'm showing 25 seconds from Palawoda back to John Kay here in third.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing. Now that Kay had to deal with Zittel there, it's actually up to 27 seconds from from Kay up to Palawoda. But it's going to start coming down.
It is.
Kay's got some heat in the tires, and he's going to start putting some laps in here. But that is a long time. That's a lot of seconds to make up.
We would say Poliski is probably good to the end. Palawoda, though, came in on the number that we were told. So, going to be awfully close. We'll have to run, I think. Wow. That's Mark Dillon, yes.
Hard up into the wall right in front of your leader.
And the caution is out. We've got problems. For the first time tonight, Eric Breeding is stopped. And he is around. It looked like Paul Sargent was limping away from the scene of the accident as well. So first caution of the night out here on lap number 86.
This changes everything.
This is huge. 6 drivers right now on the lead lap. And only 2 of those were drivers who are cycling through right now. John Kay and Brody Gunter. Palawoda, Poliski, Zittel, and McKinnon. Their attempt at shaking things up, it just worked.
Wow. Well, that's why you do it. It's a twofold benefit. There is a chance that you're going to be come out faster in general with the strategy, but then you get the added benefit if you're not quite as fast as the others, that if a caution comes out at a time like this, you leapfrog a bunch of people on the pit cycle, and that's exactly what's just happened.
So here's the deal. You're either going to, if you're one of the drivers that's a lap down, you're either going to pit next time around and get fresh tires and stay a lap down, or you're not going to pit. You're going to stay on the older tires, and you're going to get yourself back onto the lead lap. A lot to think about here.
And folks are looking at the replay right now. Sargent and Breeding are the 2 that went hard into the inside wall, and Sargent got caught up behind Kenneth Graves. Tried to go to the outside, ended up hitting the wall, and it knocked him loose. Oh, and looks like some netcode contact between him and Breeding as well.
Definitely.
I think Sargent actually would have been fine to keep going straight, but the netcode contact is what turned the 49 around.
And that is what you would call a closing rate accident. Sargent on the older tires, Breeding on the newer tires. And we've seen some close calls here tonight, but close call no longer. That is caution number 1 here.
Wow. Well, a lot of drivers had to stay out to get their laps back.
A few of the drivers that are 2 laps down came down pit road, or 2 plus, I should say. Borboom Maxwell, Corey Rutherford, who's back out on the track. Austin Holyfield, Tyler Berger, and Mark Dillon Jr. And actually, Mark Dillon Jr. Was 1 lap down. He might have gotten the lucky dog there because he had just gotten past. So Mark Dillon Jr. might be okay here, which is great news for him. He's going to win big on this strategy swing as well. Looking to be 14 drivers here on the lead lap when we get back to the green flag. That is massive.
Yeah, Dylan's going to be on the lead lap and be able to come into pit for tires. So Dylan's in a good spot right now. The drivers are going to get their lap back but not be able to come down pit road. It's Ryan Dye, Matt Schlosser, Tyler Logan, Nathan Reynolds, Paul Ellison, Luke Peterson, and Jan Van Leer, I believe, are the drivers that will be able to get their lap back but won't have time to come down pit road. So they are going to be at a tire deficit. Most of them, it's only going to be about 5 to 7 laps, but for Ryan Dye, it's going to be about 30. So Ryan Dye is going to have some tough sledding ahead of him unless he can get another caution to come out quickly.
Well, I'm going to say it's not impossible. That's, in fact, a restart here late in the going at Darlington. I would say it's quite possible that we're going to get another caution here. And as we're doubling up here, we have just added an additional pace lap to make sure that the field is ready to go after the amount of wave rounds that we just had, which makes sense.
Yeah, you see lined up behind the pace car right now, only about 10 trucks. So there are certainly more out there working their way around right now.
So we talked about the drivers that benefited from this caution, the select number of drivers anyway. I mean, quite a few drivers, and there's still plenty of laps to go here as well, but plenty of drivers that did not benefit from this caution. I would say none more so than Matt Schlosser, who had gotten away from pretty much everybody behind him and put some separation back to Tyler Logan, passed him on the pit cycle. Who knows if he could have tracked down Bertie Gunter or John Kay with the clip that he was on, was not out of the question. But now, at a tire disadvantage to those gentlemen, unless another caution comes out and he manages to not be in it. But again, still 30 laps to go. A lot can happen here in the closing stretch. Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. You said it. Definitely possible. You have a late restart here. Different tire strategies on still because of wave rounds. I mean, this is not an easy restart to begin with, but you put in the fact that there's a lot of drivers hoping to gain positions. It's going to be chaotic.
This is the best look that Bertie Gunter has had thus far of taking the race lead from John Kay heads up. He starts to his inside. Kay with control of the restart. We're back to green. Here's Andy Poliski to the outside. Gunter up the track. There's contact.
Oh, no! Both
and
of
there
them
they
hard
go.
into the wall.
Caution is out. Kicking a field goal through. And Gunter, kept moving up the track. Not sure if it was him getting tight or just him trying to squeeze, but Poliski was there.
Well, luckily for everybody else, they do a good job of getting around the carnage, because that could have gotten really ugly.
And once again, this race was freshly turned on its head a few laps ago. Go ahead and turn it back over and put it right back on its head.
Yeah, those drivers we mentioned that were at the tire disadvantage, not so much anymore. Actually, they'll have a tire advantage now, sort of. We only ran
minimal,
a couple 100 yards there, but
that's a heat cycle, brother.
But let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here. You see Poliski on the outside, Gunter underneath, Palawoda tucked right underneath of Gunter right here, but he backs off, knowing that there's nowhere to go. Oh, and see the rear end of the 01 kick out just a little bit down there on the bottom and starts sliding up the racetrack. Starts leaning on Poliski and just continues to go up. They kind of get hooked together a little bit there as well. And Gunter goes nose first up into the wall. Poliski trying to get free, but can't really do anything about it.
Yep, that's the joy of Darlington, if you will. You got half a lane less to work with. And for as clean as it was to start this race, I'm just shocked that it hasn't been more apparent here through the night.
Well, we kind of said it. Once you get one caution to come out late in the race, we could have a string of them if we're not careful.
Yeah, we could still get up to 8 that we had here last time in Season 5. Not out of the question. So that has set Andy Poliski back a bit. The worst he's going to restart here would potentially be 15th. That is where you find currently Brantley Gainey, who has gotten the wave around, or gotten the lucky dog, rather. Only one driver now, one lap down, and it's Cole Maxwell. So should we have another caution, he might be looking okay. 2 more drivers just dropped out due to upload packet loss. One of them was Eric Breeding, who we don't think was going to be good to continue in this race anyway. But the other one was Zach Lockett. So, yeah, not sure what to make of that.
There's some bad juju on the Venom series right now.
That's just the Darlington Hex, I think. And oh, by the way, Nathan Palawoda now sits in second after all that. Kyle Zittel is up to 3rd.
And Nathan Reynolds has caught a pretty big break here. He's back into the top 5. Problem is, you have folks like Ryan Dye, Matt Schlosser, Tyler Logan, Andy Poliski, and of course Brody Gunter as well, although he has some damage. And Poliski as well, but to a lesser extent probably. But they are on fresh tires, will have a bit of an advantage. Not sure how crucial it will be, but it's an advantage nonetheless on paper.
You take your advantages where you can get them here at Darlington, that is for sure. And one heat cycle in your favor, that's about as much of a confidence boost as you can get here in the closing stretch. John Kay, no surprise, going to elect the outside once again. And we'll be back to it here, coming to lap number 97. Nathan Palawoda lining up to the inside. It's McKinnon and Zittel on row 2. Ellison and Reynolds on row 3. Kay with the jump, back underway. Reynolds will fall into line. Palawota and McKinnon battling for second. McKinnon will clear.
Oh, I heard some sheet metal somewhere on the track. Not sure where, but Schlosser and Dillon Jr.
I think that was them.
Trying to get past Mark Dillon Jr. right now. Wasn't able to do it that time. Those two just outside the top 10.
Isn't this a stubborn, dynamic duo at the front of this field? McKinnon reeling in John Kay.
Yeah, McKinnon's going to work John Kay for everything he's worth, and John Kay is probably going to block for everything he's worth, and that's a tough combination right there.
Palawota going to be licking his chops here in third. So is everybody else, as long as they can make it through what could possibly happen here. McKinnon with a win this season. John Kay on a roll of late. Oh, Reynolds just hit the wall out of turn 4. It's going to open the door for Ellison to try and get through.
Here comes McKinnon on the bottom. Oh, up the track a bit.
Kay wants to be on this top side. Kay right up against the wall there. Trying to juice this track for every tenth he can. 101 on the board, 20 to go. 20 more laps of this.
Boy, these two up front, I am just holding my breath right now.
Well, McKinnon fading a bit, but it does have sort of a sense of impending doom, like a ticking time bomb.
All the attributes we mentioned about these two drivers, I think John Michael Montgomery would say, add it all up, it's a deadly combination.
I think so.
I hope that's
McKinnon
right, by the way.
Who knows? You would have the best shot.
I should.
McKinnon is right here.
Yeah, these two just kind of playing a little cat and mouse right now, but McKinnon, really good lap right there.
McKinnon knows what he wants to do to get this lead, but he would rather John Kay make a mistake and be able to capitalize for it. Comes a point where Jeremy might make that move. And it is Darlington.
I was completely wrong, by the way, so we can just cut that out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll trim that after the stream is over.
It was a good attempt.
McKinnon will not let John Kay go.
No, and everybody just trying to run fast laps right now. The tires really haven't gotten to a point where they've started really fading for anybody quite yet, but you give them another 10 laps and we're going to really start to see who's got it here coming to the end.
Shade has fallen over the track. I'm sure some welcome respite for these drivers, who can try and get that much more speed out of the lady in black here in the closing laps. Coming to 15 to go at the line this time. Top 4 have broken away. It's Kay, McKinnon, Palawota, Zittel. Ellison right now rounds out the top 5. He is a second behind Zittel.
Good battles throughout the track as well between Schlosser and Logan, and then Ryan Dye trying to get through on Luke Peterson. Those are all for top 10 positions.
McKinnon again pulls up on John Kay. Got a great exit out of turn 2.
Ryan Dye's completed a pass on Peterson to get up to 7th.
The sun is back out. McKinnon with a bit of a slide. Palawoda's fallen back about half a second. Schlosser and Logan, as they have been for most of this race, still pretty much nose to tail. Oh, McKinnon brushes the wall out of 4.
Well, we know from the beginning of this race, McKinnon has really great short run speed, but started to fall back a little bit as the laps went on in that first run. Palawoda's been good on the long run here, and Palawoda starting to creep right up to McKinnon. He's going to look underneath, and now we'll have a shot down into turn 1.
This is for second. Oh! Clear. McKinnon going to cross him back. Or going to try. Palawoda covers it off.
Here comes Kyle Zittel with a big run.
Zittel bumps McKinnon. McKinnon, thought he was going to bump Palawoda. Could have, but rolled out of it. The nice thing for either McKinnon or Zittel is behind them, you got a bit of breathing room. Back to Nathan Reynolds. But a lot of breathing room now for John Kay. Back to Nathan Palawoda.
And 10 laps to do it now for John Kay to get back to the winner's circle.
He said it was checkers or wreckers tonight. A lot of clean laps up front for John Kay. An impressive race. But got to finish it out. Nathan Palawoda out for his second time with Superstar here on turn 200. Ashton Crowder up on the pit box. And Crowder may have called the winning strategy before that caution came out, but wants to say he called it anyway.
Oh!
Wow! Great save by both of them. That could have been bad.
Zittel went for that inside move on McKinnon. McKinnon tried to turn down on him to shut it down. Zittel's nose was right there. Nearly ended in disaster for both of them. Here comes Nathan Palawoda challenging John Kay for the lead.
It was less than a truck length, now about a truck length and a half. John Kay, not sure how much he's saving. He looks to be a bit stiff here. Oh! Whereas Palawoda could put that truck just about anywhere he wants. Kay going to go down swinging either way. Six and a half laps of defense. Oh, the caution is out.
Oh, man, Schlosser hard into the inside wall here.
Oh, man, a top 10 run going for Schlosser, who's in the top 10 in the points. I think it started ahead of him with Ryan Dye and Paul Ellison, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, doggy.
Well, once again, the race has been flipped on its head. Unfortunately, meatball flag for Matt Schlosser, and that's going to end his day. Or end his top 10 run, at least.
Oh, yeah. Looking at the replay here, Ellison, a little bit of a hiccup. Out of turn number 2. And Ryan Dye had a huge head of steam down the hill. It's right into the left rear of the 55. And unfortunately, Schlosser is right here behind them, plows into the 9 of Ryan Dye. And then into the inside wall for good measure.
The top 6 drivers have stayed out. The rest of the field came down pit road. And by the top 6, I don't mean the top 6 before the caution. I mean the top 6 right now. Nathan Palawota, Jeremy McKinnon give up 2nd and 3rd to come down pit road. John Kay has stayed out. Kyle Zittel has stayed out. Matt Schlosser is still in line here in 3rd, but he has a meatball flag, so he will have to come get that taken care of. Tyler Logan, Andy Poliski, and Brody Gunter have stayed out. Everybody else has fresh Goodyears on them.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, now here comes Matt Schlosser. Of course, with the damage, didn't come down the first time, will come down now.
So the top 5, that should box Palawota in on the outside of row number 3. And the question is, starting in 6th, with, I believe, going to be 2 laps to go, a natural green-white checkered.
Do you have enough time?
Is that enough time? Even with the chrome horn, is that enough time?
I mean, for John Kay right now, he's been getting good jumps off that top side. Him having a full row of trucks that stayed out without taking tires might be his saving grace here.
And Palawota being in 6th and not in 5th as well. That way Palawota can't just go straight to, I don't know, the inside wall in turns 1 and 2 and give that a shot. Well, at least have to take Brody Gunter with him if he's going to do that. I don't know. This race has had so many twists and turns for not having any right turns here. It sure feels like it's been a road course of a night.
It was pretty straightforward to begin with, but the drivers decided that wasn't enough. We got to make it exciting for the viewers. And we've had a nice group of viewers here tonight. So thank you to everybody that's watching. Hope you're enjoying it. It's about to all get paid off right here.
So 16 drivers on the lead lap. Kay and Zittel on the front row. Logan and Poliski on row 2. Gunter Palawota, fresh tires there, starting in 6th and 6th on back. All freshies. McKinnon and Reynolds on row number 4. Ellison and Dye on row 5. Peterson and Dillon on row 6. Jan Van Leer and Brantley Gainey, the ATG teammates, on row number 7. And Cole Maxwell just got the lucky dog. He will restart in 15th. A natural green-white checkered, should we need it. We'll have 3 more attempts. Something tells me, keep that yellow flag in your back pocket, Mr. Barney, the flag man. It might be waving again here real quick. Nathan Palawota, P6, fresh tires. John Kay, the dominant driver here today. Potentially the run to the checkers here to try and secure his 2nd career win at Darlington. Palawota tried to jump the start. He's got some room to navigate now, but did not get a great restart. Great start up front for Kay.
Kyle's able to slide in as well. Yep, there's Palawota. He's nearly problems behind.
Mark Dillon Jr. is around, and the caution is back out.
Dillon Jr. and Brantley Gainey, the big losers on that shake-up.
I saw Dillon Jr. move up the track. Not sure who he got tangled up with there, but it's going to send us to overtime, and that is bad news for John Kay.
Here's a look at the replay. There's the 34. Mark Dillon, thinks he's clear of Ryan Dye, is not. Dye's going to get into the right rear, and then Dylan peels off straight down towards the inside wall. Gainey probably thought he was free and clear right there, but gets tagged. The only good thing for Gainey is no contact with the wall, but will need tires and going to the back of the field. Oh my.
Yes. Yes.
There he is, folks. There's John K.
John K, not a happy boy.
No. And that is the last thing he needed, the last thing he wanted.
Now, if there is a silver lining here, and really, really searching around for one at this point, but Paluota will line up with his front bumper to John K's rear bumper, but within swipe range, should they decide to play the team game, is the other Nathan Reynolds. I don't know why they would go that route, but at this point, you can't put anything off the table.
Well, I mean, Reynolds is on that same strategy as Paluota. He has an opportunity to get there for the lead as well. So, yeah, it's a mess right here.
It is a mess.
Only bad news for Reynolds is he's going to have to start in the inside behind a couple of drivers with a pretty decent tire deficit here.
And John initially said he wanted the top, but he's lining up here on the bottom. And we've yet to see John line up anywhere other than the top side. Maybe he realizes that Paluota was going to be the one that was going to restart behind him and decided to change his mind. He doesn't have to declare, technically, until this next time by. So I think you could undeclare and reline up on the bottom if you so choose.
Well, you're not going to get as good of a jump from the bottom. However, he is going to put Kyle Zittel between him, or I guess Kyle Zittel in front of that top line for Paluota, basically between him and John. So,
yeah, because Paluota's best shot would have been John K getting a good launch and him just following him through that hole. Now K will try to get the good launch on the bottom, and no matter how good of a launch he gets, keep Zittel plug in the hole there on the top side and have Paluota try and find his other way through. And so, yeah, K going to undeclare the top, stays down on the bottom, and we'll try it again. Oh me, oh my. Things for somebody are about to take a nose turn for the worst.
It seems like whenever we talk about a 1, 2, 3 horse race and a restart situation like this, whatever we think is going to happen is usually not what happens. So no. I'd say anybody maybe within the top 8 here might have a decent shot at it, depending on who gets stacked where.
We are in overtime. This is attempt number 1 of a potential 3. John K and Kyle Zittel on old tires. The pack is right behind him. 2 to go. A good restart here for K. Poliski keeps Paluota boxed in. Reynolds underneath Paluota now. Paluota locked in behind Kyle Zittel. Some separation.
Paluota's going to really get boxed in. A big shove there to Zittel, but Poliski's right underneath. Nowhere
3
to go.
wide.
Oh, Paluota puts himself in the wall.
Oh, man. John K just wanted to get back to the line to put this one in the books. We're there. 1 to go. Zittel now playing defense against Andy Poliski. Poliski up the track, pinching Nathan Reynolds. McKinnon looking for somewhere to go. With John Kay setting sail up front. There is Poliski making a save all the way down to the inside wall. John Kay about to be pushing up daisies, but now he has survived here at Darlington, and John Kay will take the Asset Technology Group 164 for his second win at Darlington, his first of the season.
Woo, baby.
Kyle Zittel will hang on for second. Nathan Reynolds on the podium. And Nathan Paluota, P14.
Some big breaths here from John Kay. I'm sure that heart rate is through the roof right now.
But he hadn't felt like that since Michigan won a couple of weeks ago. And probably, well, I guess technically, probably hadn't felt that way since the Lions game a couple of days ago. How about that? And as is tradition with the Alabama gang and Superkick Revival Racing, they all line up here and are all going to burn it down together. Not a good night for the Alabama gang at Auto Club a couple of weeks ago, or last week rather. But they get a podium 1, 2, 3 here tonight, including Kyle Zittel there in second. And John Kay, long-awaited burnouts here. Career victory number 7, first of the season. And John Kay is on a roll here in the back half of the stretch.
Yeah, after being on a roll pretty much the entire season in Season 6, John Kay back to the winner's circle here in Season 7. This is gonna. I think I'm actually gonna time this one because this is gonna be one hell of an interview.
Yeah, if we're not out of here by 9:30 local time, I'm gonna be disappointed. Well, Asset Technology Group, you picked a good one here tonight. This was a humdinger, probably one of the best of the season, if not the best. Flag to flag, epic race here tonight. And John Kay, despite it being that exciting, John Kay, a dominant performance for him. They're going to continue to burn it down. I would like to see what happened to Nathan Paluota if we can get a look at it here, just real quick before we can get to the podium interviews and the full finishing rundown.
Certainly. Well, look down into... Well, actually, we'll go all the way back to out of 2. Paluota gets boxed in. Nowhere to go. He's got Reynolds and Poliski down below. Kyle Zittel up top. And he just absolutely sends it into the corner. Just plows the back of Kyle Zittel. I don't know how Kyle Zittel's able to hang on to it, to be quite honest, but Zittel able to keep it straight. Paluota puts himself up in the wall off the contact.
Ugh. Man.
And there was some more back here, I think, as well, somewhere. Oh, yeah, it was between those three. So Schlosser, Brantley Gainey, and Paluota then get together after Paluota put himself on the wall in the front stretch. So what went from being a really good shot at a win ends in outside the top 10 for Nathan Paluota.
Alrighty, full finishing rundown for you here off the heels of that. John Kay, career win number 7. Kyle Zittel, best finish of the season. And Nathan Reynolds, the points leader, with another podium here. We'll talk to these three gentlemen momentarily. Jeremy McKinnon going to finish in 4th. Brody Gunter, after the late caution there, taking himself out of it for the win. Still going to rally for a P5 here tonight. So a good result for him and for Andy Poliski, the other driver involved in that. He finishes in 6th. Tyler Logan is back in the top 10 here tonight. He finishes 7th. Ryan Dye will finish in 8th. Paul Ellison and Jan Van Leer round out your top 10. Luke Peterson in 11th. Cole Maxwell, good finish for him here tonight. He finished in P12. Matt Schlosser in 13th. Palo Alto in 14th. And Brantley Gainey, the other driver, caught him in the melee there late. He finishes in 15th. Garrett Rainey, 1 down in 16th. 2+ down for everybody else in the running order here. Kyle Dumig, Pascal Samard, Oz Kanar, and Paul Sargent, the rest of the top 20. Kenneth Graves, Ryan Borboom, and Mark Dillon Jr. through 23rd. I believe DNFs from everybody else here on out. Zach Lockett, Tyler Berger, Corey Rutherford, Austin Holyfield, Eric Breeding, Steve Roman, and Gary Clark, the 30 drivers who took to the track here tonight at Darlington. Time now for podium interviews, and it is time to talk to your points leader. Sneaks onto the podium there late. Nathan Reynolds back in booth 200 here tonight. Congrats on the podium.
Thanks, guys. It feels more like a win, honestly.
Well, I mean, you were in the top 10 most of the night here. Not quite contending for the top spot for most of it, but you definitely looked like you had a shot there late. So a bit of an up and down race for somebody with high standards.
Yeah, I was honestly just being patient early and just kind of buying my time and running third. I waited a little too late to make a decision on my pit stop, kind of watching Brody, and I was going to stay out and lead a lap if he pitted, and if he came in, I was going to, and if he stayed out, I was going to pit. And of course, he stayed out, and I tried to pit, and I missed a pit entry, and I think I lost about 11 seconds compared to where I was running, went from 3rd to 15th. So to bounce back and finish 3rd like I did, that in my book, that's a win, especially having all of our teammates on the podium there. Good runs for the rest of the guys. Win-win tonight.
Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it. You kind of got put in a little bit of a deficit there. I say a little bit. It was a big deficit, let's be honest. But, yeah, able to rally all the way up to a podium position. Obviously, the shenanigans there at the end played a big role in that. You took that tires a little bit later when some of the leaders stayed out. What was your race like from there?
Chaos. Just trying to survive. You kind of seen it there with Brody and running Andy over. It's one of those things. You go in too wide with somebody. You gotta know who you're beside of and hope that they give a little. And we fortunate enough to place ourselves around people that did give us enough to what we need that you could race clean and still run door to door. Jeremy took us 3 wide there, but he was smart enough to know that it wasn't going to work, and he made his best effort, but didn't collect anybody in the process. And that's what you got to do, is just try to play it safe and be as aggressive as you can without putting yourself in any jeopardy to do anything. And had another little classic there at the end with Andy, last lap battle. Wish we had one more lap. We could have got Zittel, I think. I was trying to chase him down there. But like I say, finished P3 after overcoming what we did 2 weeks in a row. And, they're trying to bite us, and just keep recovering and having those championship caliber runs and show them why we're here in this position. Just got to keep holding on to that golden horseshoe.
There you go. Clutch it tight, partner. Shout outs for you here.
Of course, as always, Nitro Racing Setup and all those guys over at nitroracing.com, everything that they do. It's fun this week. We got Xfinity at Atlanta since the trucks are at a road course. So be sure to check out the Xfinity cars. I'm always pushing the C-Fix stuff, but this week the B car is really fun. Reminds me of the old Papyrus days, my younger years. I'd love to go back to, but I ran some this morning and really reminds me of that. And of course, RJ and his big charity event. For those listening, be sure to check out Turn 200's broadcast of that charity race that happened over the weekend. Really good race. Had a couple of NASCAR guys in there, and thank him for everything that he does and promotes us. And my lovely wife putting the boys to bed tonight, so I come in here and play a little bit. And of course, you guys in the broadcast and everything that y'all do. Thank God above for having the strength and energy just to be able to do this and to have fun.
Well, there you go. It looked like stressful fun out here tonight, and that's I was stressed in the booth anyway. I can't imagine how you were in the cockpit, but Great job rallying for a podium here late, and hopefully we'll talk to you again in Iowa next week.
Sounds good, guys. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, P2 finish. The decent one with a more than decent finish here tonight. The dude KZ53, P2. How about it, partner?
But man, that's, you would have told me yesterday anything in a single digit, I would have told you were insane.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the pit strategy. That's part of what got you to the front, but even after that caution came out, you still have to keep yourself up front, and a lot of defense for you.
Yeah, the pit strategy kind of just came out of thin air. We kind of all decided as a team, we all go, 40-40. And I can't remember who says it, but somebody goes, I think it's Paul, can we one-stop this? And Garrett kind of goes, it's going to be close. And I'm looking at my fuel, and I'm looking at how many laps are left, and I'm like, F it, I'm going to try it. Like, we're going to see what happens. And when I did it, and I came in, and I was still, starting to pass people, I was like, this is feeling pretty good. And then, yeah, like you guys said, the caution came out. I didn't know what was going to happen if that caution doesn't come out, because John pits for the second time, and I pass him, and I think he passed me again in like 5 laps. And I was just like, okay, like, this is the bet I made it now. So, caution saved my ass there.
Matt, what you got for a P2 finisher?
Well, congrats on the P2. You had to play a lot of defense there in those last couple of restarts. You had a very hungry Nathan Palawota on fresh tires behind you. He got boxed in, and boy, he gave you a hell of a shot down there in turn 3. I don't know how you were able to hang on to it.
What's funny is we're going down the backstretch, and I know he's behind me because Andy and I are having a hell of a run, side by side in 1 and 2, and I'm trying not to hit him coming out of 2 the first time. And I look in my mirror, and I'm looking past Palawota, and I see Jeremy's green truck go all the way to the bottom. And I go, oh, here we go. and then by the time I realized that we were coming to the turn, or coming to 3, I'm going, okay, hit your brake, hit your mark, brake, bam! And I go, okay, we're going through now. And then I look at my mirror, and he's in the wall, and I'm like, keep going, just keep going.
I mean, you see it all here tonight. You started deep in the field here, 17th, worked your way up towards the front, then the pit strategy sees you benefit from a caution there. I mean, just what a night for you. And to top it all off with your first podium of the season, you got to feel extra good to walk out of Darlington here tonight with your head held high.
Yeah, I'll run. Pack the truck, pack it up, run. We're not doing this again.
Well, who do you want to thank here tonight?
I want to thank my teammates, as always. John K., congratulations. Paul, Garrett, Luke, Eric, tough way to go out for him. Nathan, he was going to get one more lap, and he was going by me. I want to thank everybody in the league. I want to thank you guys, of course. My wife, my family, everybody watching. Yeah, thank you. A hell of a run.
Well, thank you, partner. Glad to get to talk to you here tonight. First podium of the season. Let's not make it the last. Let's get a couple more in here down the stretch. What do you say?
Oh, yeah. Let's get a couple more, huh?
All righty, partner. Good job here tonight.
Thank you, boys.
All right, Matt. I've got the stopwatch out.
Well, I got mine out, too. So
okay, good. All right, we'll let you hit it here. I'm going to bring him up here in 3, 2, 1. For the 7th time in his career, for the first time this season, it is the long-awaited return of the infamous one, the most popular driver 3 times in Venom Truck Series history, Mr. Allstate, John K. You are a winner again, and you're a winner again here at Darlington. Wow, what a race here tonight.
Oh my God, tell me about it. Holy crap, man. I'm just watching the last restart. I don't have enough time to watch all the restarts, but holy crap, dude. I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just thankful.
Well, we had, nearly a stretch there before that first caution of 90 laps. Other than the pit cycling there, I mean, you were in the lead, and you were, for the most part, comfortably in the lead. But even when you had, say, Brody Gunter pulling up on you within a couple of truck lengths, you looked unfazed. I mean, just to have that sort of confidence around here, nobody else really, other than you and Brody, in that run, looked to have even a little bit of the stability that you two had. I mean, what did you find here tonight that's helped you be so rock steady up front?
It was honestly a lot of yesterday and early today, just sending it. Seeing what would stick, throwing it, literally throwing it against the wall and seeing what would stick. And man, this place is special. This place is special. It means a lot to me. I mean, I'm literally looking at my computer background right now, and it might change, but I mean, I got my first win here, and gosh, I don't even know. Probably, I think that week I put in like 700, 800 laps. Like, not even lying. I was just sitting in my bedroom at my mom's house, just turning laps and turning laps and turning laps, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just there's something about the way I drive and something about this track that just it goes together really well. And I mean, I just found where I needed to be, and I took care of the truck, which is probably the biggest thing. You got to get the truck to the end. Schumacher said to finish first. You have to finish, and I got the pole, which surprised the hell out of me. And I was like, well, we've got track position. Let's just do what we can. And man, just taking it easy and listening to the truck. That's all it was.
Well, we had a string of cautions late. Of course, in the penultimate caution, most of the drivers on the lead lap there come down and take fresh tires. You and 5 others stay out. When that other caution comes out, the last caution, I hear your voice drop over the radio. We see it on the car inside cam. John K, not a happy boy. Maybe we think the writing is on the wall. How do you overcome here on the final restart?
Oh man, shout out Kyle Zittel. Honestly, Kyle just kept saying the same thing. Those last restarts, we were next to each other. He said, I can't, you have dominated this race. There's 2 people in this top. There's obviously the 2 of us in this top 2, and there's only one of us in this top 2 that deserves to win it. And he just kept saying that and saying that and saying that. And all I could think was, man, there's fresh tires back there. And they just kept telling me, they're like, hey, fresh tires in 5th and 6th or whatever. And all Zittel said was, just count me down so I can get a decent enough jump to finish 2nd or 3rd. And I mean, it's just like all I was hoping for was coming out of 3 and 4 that last time was, please no wrecking before I got to the white flag. And I took the white flag, and it was pure elation. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to my stream because it's just like blacked out. Honestly, I couldn't tell you shit about. Oh, God dang it.
We're used to it at this point.
I couldn't tell you a darn thing about the last lap. Man, it's there was no worse feeling than knowing I'd just pit and watch Palawota come in, and hearing Jeremy came in and the earlier restart, and I was like, you know what, I have track position, I'm going to keep it, and that's what we did, and that was kind of the whole thing. The whole rest of the way, it was just track position and get the jump, and if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to move me, and and my goal was don't let them get close, and I don't know, just pray, really, just pray. A lot of praying to whatever racing god, probably Dale Sr. up there watching over me. So I don't know. I don't even remember what the hell the question was, honestly. Oh man, I don't know. I'm in such disbelief right now. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it.
Oh, Matt, what you got for your boy JK here?
Well, I got a big congratulations, and you mentioned that if they're gonna pass you, they're gonna have to move you. Let's hypothetically go back to before the caution came out. Gunter was kind of closing in on you, but it's one thing to close in on you, and it's another thing to actually get by you. What was your confidence when you saw him pulling up to the back to you? How confident were you that you still had this one in the bag?
I don't know. I was still just confident. I mean, it's not so much about racing other people. It's about really just racing the track and just making sure I hit my marks. I mean, I told myself at one point, I'd go, "You lead-footed dummy, stop looking at the relative," as I was sideways off a 2. And and I literally had to smack myself in the face to reset myself going into 3 and 4. And it was just Brody's good. Brody's good. He always seems to find a little extra in the tank, especially later in runs. And honestly, I wish I could do the same thing. But I mean, it was I noticed something in one of the earlier runs, the first run just before we were getting ready to pit, when I quit looking at my damn relative so much, started to pull a gap on him. When I finally looked down to see how far back he was before I pit, he was like 1.4 or something. So I mean, yeah, see him in the mirror, but at that point, it's just like, you know what? It's time to get up on the wheel and just get back to the basics of just race the track and listening to the truck, and the truck telling you what it wants and when it wants more throttle and less throttle and all that stuff. And yeah, man, I don't know. It feels good after, a rough season. I really figured once I won the All-Star race and then I wrecked last week, I was like, well, this sucks. I'm going to wreck a bunch again, just like I did after Daytona. And yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I swear it's just something about the track. It really is. It feels like, you're inches to a foot off the wall, and it's honestly like blinders. Like, it's not even there. Like, I think I got it once or twice. I think I hit it in the middle of the corner for the first time on like lap 64, and I think that was the last time I hit it. So I don't know. It's just going about your business, honestly, not worrying about other people.
Well, John Kay and the Lady in Black dancing in perfect time and rhythm here, and I hope everybody was taking notes. The way to hard reset John Kay is to slap him in the face, and that John just said that himself. So everybody take notes on that. We'll turn this over to you, John. I know you got people that you want to thank here tonight from the top step, so we'll leave you to it.
Yeah, man, I got to shout out my number one lady. I got to shout out my girlfriend. As much as I love the Lady in Black, it is and always will be my second favorite. So shout out Allie. She's awesome. She's crushing it in Georgia in her clinical. So I know she'll be home soon enough to listen to me yell and scream and be an idiot and say a bunch of dumb stuff. I almost did it again. I caught myself. I'm pretty proud. I know she's watching, or she was watching. Shout out my mom and dad. My dad's going to be pissed when he watches this because I didn't shout him out first, but it's just a, like consistency thing of saying mom and dad for your whole life. I don't know. Who says dad and mom? Does anybody? Do either of you two?
No.
Okay, cool. Just making sure it wasn't just me. Shout out Sean Schaefer for when he watches this for giving me my desk that allows me to do this. I wouldn't be able to do it without the desk. And for letting me steal a Dr. Pepper. Definitely not sponsored, but drink pop, rip top. Shout out the Michigan Wolverines and the Detroit Lions. We're national champs, and we won a playoff game. So I'm surprised Detroit is still standing, honestly.
I'm not.
Well, yeah, they got to be there next weekend for when they play the Buccaneers. So that's cool. I've never seen my favorite college and pro football team do anything like that before. So that's pretty sick. Shout out the whole team, man. Shout out the team. Nathan and Kyle coming home, top 3 steps, AG and super kick. I mean, that's freaking awesome. They played it. We all played it right somehow. Some got lucky, not to name names, but yeah, man, just crazy. And I'm shout out Garrett and Paul and Luke and Eric Breeding. Eric had a tough night and didn't get a finish he deserved, but that dude always always doing the best he can and learning everything he can, and he just soaks it up like a sponge. So shout out EB. Shout out my uncle. He'll never see this, but he called me after Michigan won the Rose Bowl, and never heard that man is so excited in my life. Oh God, I'm running out of people to thank. I have no idea. Thank you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I can't wait. I can't wait to go back and watch this one. It kind of sucks because the first time I went here, it wasn't broadcasted. So I have the replay saved. I don't even know if I can go back and watch it in iRacing, but I can go back and watch my stream, thankfully. But yeah, it's cool having you guys around. You guys are such a part of the family now that, you know, this is just three buddies sitting. Well, one buddy sitting here while the other two listen, unfortunately, again, like usual. So if you're not already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the stream, like every stream you watch. These guys are golden.
Hey.
Super Formula on Mondays, Venom on Tuesdays, ASRL on Wednesdays, but now Daredevil's back on Wednesdays. So you won't see me, but you might see me in chat.
Oh, come on.
Man, I'm going out a winner. Shut up. Gosh, what's Max V on Thursdays when it's back? I don't need what y'all are doing. Crazy things. Top Split. Mission R Porsche races on Sundays at about 2:00-ish, right? 2:00 Eastern.
He knows
that's right.
They have a Facebook now, Turn 200 on Facebook. Give them a follow. Follow me on Facebook, JK Gaming. It's the black and gold logo. Subscribe to my YouTube, follow my Twitch, donate me a bunch of money because I gotta pay rent and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm so mentally wore out, dude. Holy shit. That was bro, you don't know how taxing. Okay.
I don't need to know.
It looks taxing. After the season that I've been having, and Wilkesboro, my God, pitting from the lead, I was like, I'm not doing it again. And just surviving all those restarts, I'm exhausted. I'm about to sleep like a baby and hope my alarm wakes me up or my phone don't shut off in the middle of the night again like a jerk. So it wakes me up so I can go to work and be a superstar there too.
Well, there you go. Superstar on and off the track. Yeah, go ahead.
Shout out Carson Hosevar. That's my dog.
Cousin Carson Hosevar. Love it.
Yep. I mean, that's what my truck's modeled after too. So that's badass. How about that?
There you go. Carson would be proud. Dale Sr. would be proud as well. Go ahead, Matt.
You want to know the time?
I do, yes.
We'll go ahead and end it here. This is where it would usually end. 13 minutes and 8 seconds.
14 minutes?
13. 13 minutes and 8 seconds.
That's pretty good. Are you going to start? So I got to beat that next time I make the podium, right?
Beat it in which way?
Longer. Better.
All right, how about you can go over 13 minutes when we get you another win here this season. How about it?
All right, that sounds good. I'll keep it quick. If I don't win next time, it'll be yep, nope, and then thank you to my people in the mount.
That's a great plan.
I love it.
It won't happen, but it's a great plan.
It probably won't.
We wouldn't have it any other way, partner. Go celebrate the win, whether that's partying or sleeping, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week at Iowa.
Oh, I'm sponsoring that race. Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, you're welcome, partner. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So John K wins the Asset Technology Group 164. Thanks to Asset for bringing a bunch of people in here tonight, and they're all hanging out in the chat, having a good time. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, this was a good one. This is one of the best of the season. Wow. I mean, I don't even really know what to say. Because John said a lot of it. But second of all, it's just Darlington can sometimes not deliver. Darlington sometimes can deliver. And it's delivered plus here tonight, I think.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, it was already shaping up to be a really, really interesting race. And then you bring the cautions out, and it's just a whole different type of craziness, a whole different type of excitement here for the viewers. So, the Venom Truck Series, they bring it every week, and they really brought it tonight. They gave us some good stuff here tonight. So, shout out to all of the drivers and everybody that was watching here with us tonight. Mr. Jacob Nagy hopped in the chat here right at the end. Andy Man Kingston, Flanky Roberts, Lindsey G in the chat, Mr. 1048, NASCAR, Jeff Mathis, Corey Rutherford, Stickers McQueen, James Lynch, Tommy, not you, Tommy, the other Tommy.
Nope.
Thomas S., Ashton Crowder, and myself. Thank you to all of you that came out and watched us here tonight and chatted with us. We very much appreciate it. And Tommy's going to tell you about tomorrow night. You do not want to miss it. You better be there.
Yes, we need to see you here tomorrow night for the Daredevil series at Kansas Speedway. Gonna be one of the wildest nights the series has ever had. Yes, gonna be a great night. The Daredevil series tomorrow night, Kansas Speedway. Be there. Then, running through next week, Sunday, Top Split Strength of Field broadcast for the Mission R Challenge at Virginia International Raceway. So be here for VIR on Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern. No racing on Monday night for the Formula Super Series. They are off for the Daytona 24. Then we are back here for Tuesday night with the yet-to-be-named Iowa Speedway race. So we are at Iowa for the short track racing jamboree that Iowa always provides here with the Venom Truck Series. That'll be next Tuesday night. So plenty of action between now and then here on Turn 200 to be sure that you're going to be a part of it. Be sure to hit subscribe on your way out. If you're not already a subscriber here, hit like on the stream while you're down there as well. And hit the bell to make sure you are here prim and proper when we go live tomorrow night with the Daredevil series. That's about all we got for you here tonight. Thank you to Asset Technology Group again for sponsoring this race. Thank you to everybody with the Venom Truck Series. Thank you to the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson. For all those and more, until we meet again here, my name is Tommy Cook. We are saying so long from Darlington Raceway, where John K. is on top of the Lady in Black once more.
This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.